What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Bianconeri Zone for another preview, stat-wise, or like interesting numbers. I will call it like that. Not really stats. On the Frosinone team, because we played them the day before Christmas Eve on Saturday midday. For a lot of people, probably very early in the morning, which is it's already poor, or it's already not fun to watch it that early on the day over here. So I could only imagine what it would be like for a lot of people. But we play Frosinone very early on Saturday, and it's a must-win game. Obviously, if that actually needs to be said, after what happened at Genoa, you can obviously not win them all. I agree with that, but we cannot go back to back not beating a team like Genoa and Frosinone, and that's no disrespect to especially Frosinone this season. Um, Genoa have been doing better than I thought, but they are a poor side. Like they offer very little. I think Frosinone do offer more. On top of that, Frosinone are playing. They're playing away to Napoli, so they're playing midweek football. So that must be in our advantage or not, because that's all we're hearing at the start of the season. One game a week that will help us. So well, Frosinone are playing today. So that's that. Before we get into it, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and let's go. Okay, so Frosinone or UVB, because Soule is there, Barnicea is there, Kayo is there, and probably Huysen as well in January, potentially. It looks like that's going to happen. So we could have very soon almost like 30+% of the team being Juve players at Frosinone. But as of now, there are three. Two of them are probably going to start. Soule and Barnicea, I'm not so sure about. Kayo Khedira is playing today against Napoli. Let's see how that will go. But I think he will also start on Saturday. But Frosinone, newly promoted, Di Francesco, he's doing well, and he has very interest. He has a very young squad. Reiner, Soule, Barnicea, Kayo. Like he has a very young squad. So it's obviously gonna be with ups and downs, but they have very good ups, and very strange downs where they are winning a game and then they throw it away big time. Or you have like last week against Lecce, the Inter goalie, giving interviews about how he supports Inter and then having an absolute stinker of of a game and basically costing Frosinone the 3 points at Lecce. But on the season, I think that's very clear. Like you can see it at home, good. Like away from home, terrible. But we play them at home, so that's that. So we need to look at that one for sure, because at home I wrote it down. Let me bring it up a little bit. At home they have beaten Atalanta, Sassuolo. They drew against Fiorentina. They beat Verona. They beat Empoli at home. They beat Genoa at home, and they drew against Torino at home. So they played some decent teams. Actually played some very good teams as well. It's not that they played all scrubs. It's like I don't think they're gonna play like Genoa. I think they will come at us and they will give it a go, because that's their thing. That's the way they're wired. I don't think they will go all out, but they will offer a lot more than Genoa will offer, which could also be an advantage for us, because I think there will be space against that Frosinone team. But as you can see, they are a home team, period. Like it couldn't be clearer than this. They are a good team at home. Away from home, they are not that good. Let's go deeper in the home form. Again, the points per game, everything, defeats, goals scored. They almost scored 2 goals per game at home, which is very good. It's better than the league average. So that's interesting. They also concede a goal every game at home. That's also the flip side of the way they play. They don't clean sheets, as you can see, and they always basically score at home. So that's the flip side. That's why I think there will be some space. And if you watch Frosinone, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I've watched 15 Frosinone games this season. I haven't. I watched two full games, I guess. Yeah, two, and then bits and parts of the games. Half an hour here, 20 minutes there. I'm not gonna sit at home to watch Frosinone unless I'm actually at home and I have nothing to do. But if I do watch Frosinone, it's for Soule. Like, let's be completely honest. And Soule is, well, he is the key. Like, he is what makes that team interesting. 6 goals in the season, as you can see here. At home against Frosinone, against Verona, Bologna away from home, Cagliari 2 goals that were good goals, and then against Genoa. It's been almost a month now since his last goals, but I wrote it down a few stats on Soule, but if you just watch Soule play, he is dangerous. He is a problem. Even if he doesn't get the goal, he is a problem. And keep in mind, he's playing for Frosinone. He's not playing with a stack. They have an interesting young squad, but they don't have a wow squad. It's a lot of young players. They will make mistakes. But if you watch Soule play, he is a right winger, and he looks good because he gets the freedom. He is the guy. It's all about him, basically. And the thing I like, he's not that selfish. And I think potentially a lot of people were thinking that, he's maybe a selfish player purely based on who he is, like characteristic wise, dribbler, all those things, flashy, in the style of play, flashy. I think people assume, he's going to be very, very selfish, but he isn't. Like, he's actually looking like a real team player. Like, on the weekend, he handed Caio the pen. Like, he could just step pad, but he handed Caio the pen because, you know what, been through a rough period, Caio. Finally gets a start, and he tells him, you put it away. And I like that. He's maturing big time, and there's a lot of transfer talk and all those things. I'm not going to talk about that, but like on the season, he has 33 shots, and 33 shots, that's almost like he played 14 games. That's basically, that's ridiculous. Like that's 3 shots a game, basically. It is. Like, it is 3 shots a game. Let's say it's 3 shots a game. On target, 10, which is also interesting because that's almost a shot on target every single game. He hit the woodwork 4 times, and the goal wise, actually with his head. Like, he scored his first goal with us with his head. He had 2 goals with his head. Big chances missed 5, but all that also includes woodwork, apparently, according to the stats. But the big time is he's number 1 with successful dribbles, 61. That's, let me bring it up. Oh, I cannot bring it up. That's weird. Why can I not bring it up? Oh yeah, 61 dribbles completed from Soule, which is 21 more than the follow-up, and that's Kvaratskhelia. And then the third one is Banda from Lecce, and he's at half. Like, that's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. And you can say, it's not effective. He's 1 for 2 for his dribbles. That's extremely well. Like, he's 1 for 2. I wrote it down. I think he has 113 dribbles attempted and 61 successful. Like 20 more than the following up, and 31 more or 30 more than the guy from Lecce sitting at place 3. That's ridiculous. That's good, and that's absolutely actually what we're missing in the squad. Basically, I know we play in a different way, but we have wingers. We have Cambiaso on that side, who is not that type of player who's going to beat his man. Kostic absolutely is not. McKennie absolutely is not. Weah, we've not seen him doing that. And then you have Soule on loan, absolutely ripping opponents a new one. And yes, different formation, I get it, but still, he is gonna, like, he's the key. He is the key. He is what that team's, what makes that team, basically. And it's only good, for us, for him as well. And I think it's very interesting. It's very interesting how he develops, but he's a player we need to keep an eye on tomorrow, Saturday excuse me, because he's having a very good season. You know, his pass accuracy is plus 80%, which is good because you would assume like he's going to be a wasteful player because of the style he actually plays, but he's not. You know, he's just having a very good season. You know, even defensively. Um, and with defensively, I'm not saying go into duel because that's not the type of player he will ever be. But just his work rate, like he's developing at a very high pace, and that's only good news for us, if I'm being completely honest. But he's the guy, obviously, to watch out for. But Nichea, as well, he's surprising me because he's playing well, and I've seen talks about he can be a good squad player, maybe. Why? Because I don't think if he's on the market, you will get a big transfer fee. And at that stage, the club could be like, you know what? You can be in and around the team if we sell a different player and invest in a starting position. You can be in and around the team. So I think that's an interesting one to keep an eye on. Kayo hasn't played much, so not really much to go on. Let's see what will happen if he will start. But yeah, I think Soule, obviously, everybody sees Frosinone play, but it also gives us opportunities. We just need to take them. It's like I did with Napoli. Like they will give you freedom. We didn't create much, but that was our own fault. It cannot happen again on Sunday because we will get space. We just need to bury the chances we will get because we will give away chances, I believe, on Saturday. But that's it. That's the video for today. Let me know what you think about facing Frosinone. I think a lot of people have watched Frosinone, so I think this is going to be an interesting one to read the comments. So let me know. Like the video, subscribe to the channel as well, and then I will see you guys tomorrow.